Asli, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to create awareness about the sector. Right? We are trying to make businesses and people understand the economic opportunity around caring for elders, and also to understand and spread best practices in the industry so that the highest quality of care is available to Indian elders. Next slide. So if you break that down into who are our members, right? You typically find people who make homes for elders, senior living players, assisted living players, palaces at home, with engagement platforms, entertainment platforms for elders. There are various medical products, technology platforms for elders, devices, age tech devices. There's skilling, training around re-recruitment of people after retirement, and then there is travel and leisure. So these are kind of the broad, industries and various allied services of elders that we represent as asli. So what is this silver economy, right? So this is like a quick snapshot of the silver economy. I'm sure all of you know that life expectancy is going up. What we are really solving for is quality of life to go up along with life expectancy. Right? So the idea is to keep people on their feet and not on their backs. The joint family system is fast declining. India is at 52% already, just in about 8 years from today. Right? Much against what the general perception is that India is a young country. We were just looking at some stats. By 2041, we'll actually have more older people than younger people. The definition of younger people being below 25. Move on to the next one. And there's a formal demand for something like 300,000 homes for elders. If you look at the other aspects of care, elders are consumer base who have a large disposable income. So any services to cater to those disposable incomes, the numbers are pretty large. 2,000 crores for medical products, 6,000 crores for lifestyle products, 11,000 crores for grocery, and about 40,000 medical related. So this is a big number that we kind of want you all to understand. That elders actually are the ones who have money. They don't have enough avenues to actually spend it on reliable. Size of the market, right? We're looking at $1 trillion by 2030. Why is elder care the next big thing? Primarily, there's a lot more elders not living with their primary caregivers, which is their family members. Elders are financially independent, so unlike the current generation, most elders are fully debt-free. Right? They don't live on credit, so they have large disposable income. There's a huge awareness on wellness and healthcare. So a lot of elders now worry about their health. They want to take action proactively. And a lot of people we're seeing coming back from outside the country. So people who immigrated for economic reasons are coming back after retirement to India. So we believe these are some of the key factors that will make this the next big sector. Most family members believe that they are best suited to give care for their parents, and they don't take external help until it's too late. Right? So just to clarify, you are looking at what are the different care plans for grassroots level elders. Is that a question?
Yes.
Right. So, like everything else, if we cater to the middle class customer and we make them understand care, right? And care can be at home, it can be assisted care, it can be various other aspects of care. That education goes further down. The second thing is there's a large gap in skilling in India. So for every elder, we actually need 1.5 caregivers, right? So that creates that grassroots level employment also for people to be in this space. I don't know if I answered your question, but I'd be happy to clarify anything that you have in mind.
Okay. It is across the country from rural area or is urban area?
So the data with respect to number of elders obviously is at a pan-India level. Care for elders, these are all collected from various reports of CII, the law, there are a whole bunch of organizations who collect it. So they will take samples from around the country and based on that they will become these data points.
So it is based in rural area or urban area?
We don't cover both of it.
Both.
Population in the world. But we also need to know that, in the next decade, we will have close to 200 million people above the age of 65. So we will also have the greatest burden from that perspective. And if you've seen, a lot of the countries are now having, if you look at Japan, I think the problem is of a silver tsunami because the whole population is above the age of, unlike social security in the US, there is not a safety net for a lot of large individuals. Also, I like to just, there is a report which really, this is the Lassie Wave 1 study, which said 75% of, elderly to cause an injury. 1 out of 2 suffer from loneliness, 8.3 from our diagnosed depression, and 43% use some sort of aid or assistive. And 1/3 also have low visual acuity means. So I think like we said, we always talk about the demographic dividend, but I think one of the most important components is to look at this age group and what can we do. There is also a large component about, in India we always talk about skill sets, not having the right skill sets. But there is a large population of people who at the age of 60 probably retire. If they were productive for another 10 to 15 years, it would have a massive impact on the economy because these are people who are skilled, who have the right skill sets, who have the experience, and as the secretary said, probably have the best knowledge at that time. So I think the impact on our growth, on our GDP would be phenomenal if they were again to become part of the workforce. Just like in India, we now encourage more and more women to join the workforce. I think there are people, we should also look at people not leaving the workforce till they are productive, and that could have a massive impact.
What percentage GDP you are telling?
I think we are doing some calculations, and during our conference, we have a lot of data points for you saying what this impact would be.
It's medical expenses, housing expenses.
I think it's when we talk about the elderly wage system, it's where do you live, how would you spend your money, what are the financial products you have, how do you access care. So I think while our real focus is on the healthcare component, but if we can really get a healthcare ecosystem for our elders, I think that would catalyze the growth of the industry on all components.
Or part of them may be part employees, Is there something on those lines? Is somebody working on thinking around that? Because I think the seniors are the best people to tell us what kind of care they need, and if they are part of your think tank, it would probably add value.
So one of our members, you will elaborate. Okay. So one of our members actually, their startup is only dedicated to re-employment of seniors, and the product is very tailor-made because we realize that with seniors that in terms of number of hours that they could put in an organization cannot be in comparison to a younger youth force. So those are tailor-made opportunities that are being created, but I think it's a great point that you've raised. And probably at asli level and within our members, we are definitely trying to look at all the avenues. Most of the asli members are not just looking at employment of seniors, because a lot of seniors are not really looking at employment per se, but wanting to explore all areas that they missed out on probably initially. But there are many seniors who feel that as they are aging, they would want to still have some sort of productive lifestyle. Productive lifestyle would not always would always translate into employment per se. But yes, in case there are seniors who are looking at employment opportunities also, so there are asli members who are working in that space as well.